I'm Jimmie Perkins, native of Nashville. Lived here, I won't tell you how many years, but quite a few.
St. Luke's has been a part of our family for 40 plus years. I can remember, both my dad and my mother modeled for me, my brother and sister, Jay and Ann, what it meant to be a real strong volunteer, both with St. George's Church and especially at St. Luke's.
My office, I moved about then to 63rd and Centennial Boulevard, which was just down the street a little ways. And a good friend of mine, Buddy Whitson, which was Whitson Lumber Company right over here on the corner of California Avenue and 57th. He was a member of the board, and they needed a new community member as such at St. Luke's board, so I joined that then. That goes back to, 1965. Start to talk about my age by doing that.
Jimmie and I share a long history at St. Luke's. Both of us served on its board at the same time during the 1970s. At that time, with his business on Centennial Boulevard and the structure of our board, he was considered a neighborhood member. And what a neighbor he was, and has continued to be throughout the years, a tenacious friend to the West Nashville community at large, as well as St. Luke's.
Jimmie's involvement goes way back. St. Luke's has struggled in the years past financially, and Jimmie has always been a stalwart in providing financial support. He's been a very philanthropic member of the community at large, and particularly with regard to St. Luke's, and so he's been very helpful there. And then when we had the capital campaign to build the facility, Jimmie was very heavily involved in helping us raise the money to build this lovely facility.
Then I just continued to be involved with it when Ann Stevens became the director. At some point, I had another 6 or 8 years on the board. And so I've just been, in and out at all times.
Because of Daddy's interest in it and his genuine desire to keep this place strong for the people in this community, he's just continued to care about what St. Luke's does.
Jimmie is special because he is a caring person. He's been generous throughout the years. He is a great churchman. He's a great family man. Just an awful lot of good things you can say about Jimmie.
This is still West Nashville. There are a lot of people have always been in need over here for all sorts of things. It's just a place that has definitely taken care of the people of this community, and it continues to do that. The need will always be there. So I've just sort of stayed in touch on that basis. It's an institution that has really taken care of this neighborhood.
He's just always had a real soft place in his heart for this place.
None of us would be here tonight without some connection with St. Luke's, whether hands-on service, maybe through our financial support, or possibly just vicariously by knowing Jimmie, his enthusiasm for the place. So how appropriate it is that we honor him tonight. His board and committee work, his fundraising, long-range planning, and problem solving, and his support of the This and That thrift shop, which opened its doors 44 years ago.
Anyway, we were having some pretty serious troubles, and so we went out and raised some money and got it back on pretty good footing.
My dad has a unique quality. He has a very level head when it comes to reasoning and decision making and problem solving. There are times when he can be heavy-fisted about it and other times when he isn't, but I think that's one real special quality about him is he knows who to talk to when he needs to find someone to solve a problem. He can do it himself if he needs to. I've just watched him be a very successful business person throughout my life.
Well, it's better because we have this lovely facility to serve this neighborhood, and had it not been for him being involved and his leadership in that effort, we might not have succeeded.
So many people in his circle of friends and even wider trust his judgment in so much, so that's, I think, what sets him apart. It's his great judgment.
We thank you, Jimmie, for allowing us, by our presence here at this tribute for you, the opportunity to show our affection for St. Luke's and our support of St. Luke's for its 102 years of service and ministry. Jimmie, you are indeed a gentleman and a gentle leader.
It serves, so many people in so many ways over here that it's just hard as it can be to single out one thing. But it's taking care of people in need. That was sort of the impetus that Ann Stevens, I think more than anybody, put into St. Luke's, that she was always attentive to the fact that there were people that needed some type of help, and she was always giving that. She was so intent in taking care of the children. That's all she wanted to do, was take care of people.
Extremely generous, very kind, and a good friend to so many people.